The best way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. Mayad adlaw! Good day, Puerto Princesa! I am Sir Joseph, your guide in exploring the world of Grade 8 Mathematics. Prepare your paper and pen as we start our journey with fun and enjoyment while we learn the topics for this subject. Hello, Grade 8 learners! In this lesson, we have 3 objectives. First, you will be able to identify the greatest common monomial factor of given polynomials. Second, factor polynomials completely using the greatest common monomial factor. And lastly, solve word problems involving the greatest common monomial factor. You are ready for our lesson? Let's have a short activity. These questions will help you think about the lesson you are about to learn. Choose the letter of the correct answer and write it on your math notebook. You will have 5 seconds to answer each question. Let's get started. Number 1. What is the greatest common monomial factor of the expression 2x plus 4? A. 1. B. 2. C. 3. And D. 4. The answer is letter B. The greatest common monomial factor is 2. Next question. What is the complete factorization of the given expression 2x plus 4? A. 2 times the quantity of x plus 2. B. 2 times the quantity of x plus 4. C. X plus 2. D. 4 times the quantity of x plus 1. And the complete factorization is letter A. 2 times the quantity of x plus 2. Number 3. If 5 packs of mandi made of kasoy cost 20M minus 15 pesos, how much will each pack cost? A. 5 times the quantity of 4M minus 3. B. 10M minus 15. C. 20M minus 15. D. 4M minus 3. The correct answer is letter D. 4M minus 3. So, each pack of kasoy costs 4M minus 3 pesos. What is your score? Did you get a perfect score? If yes, good job! If no, don't worry. We will deepen your understanding about this topic so you can get a higher score at the end of this episode. The first lesson that we will discuss for this episode is factors of polynomials, specifically the greatest common monomial factor. In factoring polynomials, you identify a common factor among all the expressions. What is the greatest common monomial factor? To be able to understand the concept, let us first find out what is common in the following images? Can you identify what is common in the following groups? Baragatan, Subaraw, Balayong, Tandika. Yes, these are Palawan festivals. How about if we are given the following set of numbers? 5, 10, and 15. What is common among these numbers? You are correct. These numbers are multiples of 5 and therefore are divisible by 5. We can use prime factorization to identify the factors of 5, 10, and 15. If we are going to look at their factors, 5 has 1 and 5. 10 has 2 and 5, and 5 has 1 and 5. 15 has 3 and 5, and 5 has 1 and 5. Observe that aside from 1, all of them has a factor of 5. How about these expressions? X, 2x, 3xy, 5xa. By inspection, the factors of x are 1 and x. 2x has 1, 2, and x. 3xy has 1, 3, x and y. And 5xa has 1, 5, x, and z. Therefore, the greatest common monomial factor of the given term is x. Let us apply the same process when the given expression is a polynomial. If each term of a polynomial is divisible by the same monomial, we call it a common factor. To express the given polynomial in its simplified form, we need to find the greatest common monomial factor and factor it out. What is a common factor? A common factor is a monomial that can divide each term of a polynomial. What is a greatest common monomial factor? The greatest common monomial factor is the highest integer, monomial, or multinomial that an expression or polynomial have in common. Let us have our first example. To factor the polynomial x squared plus 3x, we do the following steps. First step, factor each term in the given polynomial. For x squared, the factors are x in x. For the second term, 3x, the factors are 3 and x. For the second step, we'll look for a common factor. The common factor is x. And for the third step, factor out the common monomial factor. We divide the polynomial x squared plus 3x by its common monomial factor x. X squared divided by x is equal to x. 3x divided by x is equal to 3. To get the binomial factor, we will combine the terms x and 3 using the operation between the terms, which is addition. So, the binomial factor is x plus 3. Then, express the factors of the given polynomial as a product of the greatest common monomial factor, x, and the binomial factor, x plus 3. Therefore, the factored form of x squared plus 3x is x times the quantity x plus 3. For our second example, we will factor the polynomial 3x squared minus 6xy. For the first step, factor each term. 3x squared equals 3 times x times x. 6xy equals 3 times 2 times x times y. For the second step, look for a common term. 3x squared equals 3 times x times x. 6xy equals 3 times 2 times x times y. The common term is 3 times x equals 3x. For the third step, factor out the greatest common monomial factor. 3x squared divided by 3x is equal to x. 6xy divided by 3x is equal to 2y. To get the binomial factor, we will combine the terms x and 2y using the operation between the terms, which is subtraction. So, the binomial factor is x minus 2y. Then, express the factors of the given polynomial as a product of the greatest common factor 3x and the binomial factor x minus 2y. And that is equals 3x times the quantity of x minus 2y. Therefore, the factored form of 3x squared minus 6xy is 3x times the quantity of x minus 2y. What is factoring? Factoring a number or an expression means to write it as a process of multiplication, as shown in our previous examples. There are many methods in factoring polynomials. These are through finding the A. Greatest common monomial factors, or GCMF. P. Difference of two squares. C. Sum or difference of two cubes. D. Perfect square trinomials. And E. Quadratic trinomials. Again, our focus for today is factoring polynomials through the greatest common monomial factor. All the rest of the methods will be discussed in our upcoming episodes. Grade 8 learners, now that you are given examples on how to factor out the greatest common monomial factor, let us answer the following questions. You may write the letter of your correct answer in your math notebook. First question. What is the greatest common monomial factor of the expression 3x squared plus 3xy? A. X. B. 2x. C. 3x. D. 4x. The answer is letter C. The greatest common monomial factor is 3x. Next question. What is the complete factorization of the given expression 3x squared plus 3xy? A. 3x times the quantity of x plus y. B. 3x times the quantity of x plus 1. C. 3 times the quantity of x squared plus xy. D. 3x squared times the quantity of 1 plus y. And the complete factorization is letter A. 3x times the quantity of x plus y. Question number 3. If 3 boxes of hopia ube cost 3x plus 3y pesos, how much will each box cost? A. X minus y. B. X plus 1. C. X plus y. D. 1 plus y. The correct answer is letter C. Each box of hopia ube costs x plus y pesos. How are we going to apply the greatest common monomial factor in solving a word problem? For example, the total seating capacity of the Ramon V. Mitra Jr. Sports Complex is written in the form 24x y cubed minus 3x squared y. If there are 3xy rows, how many columns are there? For example, we will factor the polynomial 24xy cubed minus 3x squared y by factoring out 3xy, which is the given greatest common monomial factor from the word problem. For the first step, factor out the greatest common monomial factor. To do this, we can divide each term by the given greatest common monomial factor. So we have 24xy cubed divided by 3xy. First, we divide the numerical coefficients 24 by 3, which is equal to 8. And then, divide the literal coefficients xy cubed by xy, which is equal to y squared. Therefore, 24xy cubed divided by 3xy is equal to 8y squared. Then, we have negative 3x squared y divided by 3xy, which is equal to negative x. Take note that we put together the two quotients and copy the operation in between the given polynomials. Take note also that we need to answer the question in the word problem. The question is, given the number of rows, how many columns are there? Therefore, there are 8y squared minus x number of columns. By this time, our dear students, you already have a grasp of what is factoring through the method of finding the greatest common monomial factor. And you also know how to solve a word problem involving factors of polynomials. Because we are through with discussing all the concepts that you need in factoring polynomials using the greatest common monomial factor, it's time to summarize what you have learned. You are going to choose your answer from the given selections and write it on the space provided for each number. The selections are greatest common factor, factoring, and common monomial factor. For this lesson, I have learned the following. A number or an expression means to write it as a process of multiplication. Correct! Factoring a number or an expression means to write it as a process of multiplication. The blank is the greatest integer, monomial, or multinomial that an expression or polynomial have in common. You got it right! The common monomial factor is the greatest integer, monomial, or multinomial that an expression or polynomial have in common. Grade 8 students, as we end our episode, we need to test your skills if you really have attained the learning objectives. Let us now have our short quiz. Number 1. What is the missing term in 3x squared minus 6xy equals 3x times the quantity of x minus the missing terms times y? A. 1. B. 2. C. 3. D. 4. The correct answer is letter B. The missing term is 2 because 6xy divided by the greatest common monomial factor, 3x, is 2y. Number 2. One of the factors of 2a squared plus 4ab is 2a. What is the other factor? A A plus B. B, A plus 2B. C, 2A plus B. D, 2A plus 2B. The other factor is letter D. A plus 2B obtained from dividing the expression 2A squared plus 4AB by the greatest common monomial factor 2A. Number 3. What is the greatest common monomial factor of 40m raised to 5 plus 24m raised to 6? A, m. B, 2m squared. C, 4m cubed. D, 8m raised to 5. The greatest common monomial factor is letter D, 8m raised to 5. That's it for now, our dear grade 8 students. Hoping that you have understood the concept of factoring polynomial by using the greatest common monomial factor. To further practice and apply what you have learned for today, I will give you 2 word problems to solve. You can write your complete solution in your math notebook. Here are the word problems. Number 1, if 7m packs of a D made of gasol cost 21m cubed minus 35m pesos, how much will each pack cost? Number 2, the area of land box for the Gulayan sa Paaralan is 6x cubed y plus 8x y cubed square units. If the length measures 3x squared plus 4y cubed units, what is the measure of the width? Hello again, grade 8 students! Congratulations! You were able to finish the tasks in our lesson. Once again, I am Sir Joseph D. Aurelio, your math mentor. See you next time for another episode full of exciting and interesting topics in the world of mathematics for grade 8. Until next time, only here at Vuelta Princesa Dream TV.